Thank you for joining us. I am your host of Drew Code Sports Talk, Andrew Wright. My co-host here, Cody Johnson. Cody, how the heck are you?
Feeling pretty good. Actually, baseball's starting here, so we're about to have a little bit more fun and info.
Yeah, if you can't tell, I'm a little excited.
I didn't notice.
Specifically Giants baseball. Oh, my shirt says that. Oh, okay. No, I'm really excited. I actually like the Giants team, but we're actually not even going to talk about that today.
Not yet.
I just wanted to say I'm really excited about Giants baseball. All right. Let's start talking about the World Baseball Classic because it was something that we had talked about before it even got going. Mm-hmm. We predicted that USA would win, and Cody, what happened?
USA won.
They won. That's right. Right here, you guys saw, we predicted it. They were going to win.
Not the first time I've been wrong, and the last, but I'm glad I was wrong because honestly, as USA Patriots, we love to see our home country win. Not that I didn't think that they would, I just thought that the defending champs would win. But hey, we had to beat them to get in anyway, so
we earned it. We earned it. Yeah, it was a really exciting. It was a really exciting tournament, honestly, and it didn't get as much play because it wasn't on ESPN or Fox Sports or CBS or whatever. For those of you who have MLB Network, you probably got to watch a lot. The first few rounds, a lot of games started at like 3 in the morning, and I was like, good Lord, I'm not going to watch that. But it was a really exciting tournament. There was a lot of, the Netherlands were a big surprise team.
Right.
But we really wanted to talk about the American teams, about them winning. First of all, congratulations to the American team. Honestly, I have never felt so proud. It was kind of like if USA won the World Cup, which isn't going to happen anytime soon right now.
Yeah. Even
though I'm still rooting for them, I'll always think they'll have a chance. But for us to win this tournament, and this is the first time we've won, it was a big deal. And for baseball fans, I think it was even more special just because we haven't even seen the Americans get to the semifinals, so that was really huge.
Well, also though, what helped is the hitters that was stacked up, the great pitching that happened. So it took a lot to get there because we had to get past Japan, we still had to get past Puerto Rico, we had to get past the Dominican. Not easy teams to get past, but yet we had our hitting, we had our pitching, and really we didn't have any bad games where we were in a slump or anything, or if somebody wasn't in a slump, we had great hitters that would back them up, that would kind of spark something, good lockdown pitchers. So it was, honestly, it's legitimate as a team sport. That was as big of a team win as we could have had for the USA.
Yeah, it was good. And I'm really proud of my boys, Buster Posey and Brandon Crawford, for representing the countries. Really happy they win. So, continuing with the World Baseball Classic aspect of it, we saw the championship game. I know I watched more of it than you did, but out of the whole tournament, who was your MVP for the Americans?
That's kind of tough. There was a lot of great hitters especially, and then even with pitching, Stroman in that last game that went 6 strong, that's really hard to compete with. Crawford was great at that, had some really good clutch hits, let's say. I'm probably going to butcher this name because I'm not good with names, but it was Hosmer, sorry. Hosmer did really good, in my opinion. I think he would be my MVP, and it was honestly neck and neck with Crawford and Hosmer because they had the same batting average. Hosmer actually had a better on-base percentage. He had more runs, a stolen base, and he had matched, I think, in doubles. No, he had one more in doubles. But anyways, he would be my MVP for the overall tournament body of work just because of what he produced and what he was able to do and how consistent he was. He would be someone that I would say that's the MVP for the World Baseball Classic tournament itself.
There's a ton of names that I wrote down. I wrote down Adam Jones, with obviously the key rob of the home run on Manny Machado, who by the way was his teammate. I just thought that was great baseball. You know what's going to happen when they see each other. They're just that Adam Jones is not going to let it go. Probably for the whole year.
Probably.
Just going to say that. He didn't hit well, but when they needed a huge hit, he came up. And you can't say enough about the guy. The guy's been doing it for a while now. Adam Jones is one of the better players in the game. I think with the momentum that he had going into coming out of the World Baseball Classic, going into the season, I think that actually might help him this year, and we might get to that later on.
Okay.
I wrote down Brandon Crawford, who was tied for the Americans in batting average with 385, tied with Eric Hosmer. He had an on-base percentage of .429, which is great, and he led the team in RBIs with 6 RBIs in the tournament, so that's huge. I did have Marcus Stroman. The one bad game he had was Puerto Rico. The first game they played against, he gave up 4 runs in the first inning.
Right.
But after that, he settled down and he cruised. And Stroman, again, is one of those guys that I think is going to have that momentum go into the season. He's going to be a guy to look for. As you mentioned, Eric Hosmer, his on-base percentage was .500, which means half of the time he was coming up to the base, he was getting on base somehow, which is, I mean, it's unheard of. Even for a small tournament like that's really good to do. And then Ian Kinsler, I thought he was completely underrated the whole tournament. Not a lot of people talked about him. He played 7 out of the 8 games that they played, and he did great every time he played. So, but my MVP was Christian Yelich. And the reason I have Christian Yelich, and you and I talked about it a little bit, Christian Yelich had a batting average of .310, which is good. He played all 8 games. He had an on-base percentage of .375, which is good. It's actually kind of what you want out of your hitters. But the number that really stuck out to me was he had 4 doubles. And the reason that number stuck out to me was because every time I watched the Americans, and I would be sitting back, let's say it was the 5th inning, and I just go, man, the Americans, you know, whether they were tied or maybe behind or even ahead, but they just needed a little more or a little more just
something,
a lighter. They needed a lighter, something to ignite. And Christian Yelich, every time I would sit back in my chair and I'd just be like, man, we need a hit. We need someone on base. We need a big hit. Christian Yelich would get a double and put a guy in scoring position for himself. And then one of the guys, Adam Jones, would step up, or Eric Hosmer would step up, or Brandon Crawford would step up, and they'd finish the job. What I really like about Christian Yelich is when they needed that train to get going, he got it started. And that's what I really like. Now, out of all those names that I mentioned, you can make a case for every one of them. And honestly, you're not wrong. Eric Hosmer, how can I argue? Eric Hosmer was terrible. No, he was on base half of the time. So in baseball, that's almost unheard of. That's almost Pete Rose numbers in the season. I mean, Eric Hosmer had a great tournament. You're not wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying my MVP that I wanted to have, or that I thought should have had it, was Christian Yelich.
Any one of those can be a stellar picks. I mean, really, we're just splitting hairs at this point with what we more prefer out of what we're looking at as far as numbers, what we saw. So really, I mean, you can make, like what you said, make a case for any of them, and can't go wrong. Team USA ultimately won. That's what we're rooting for at the end of the day. So.
You know, and I do just want to say this. That makes me excited about the American team, because you could look at how many guys we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys that we've written down, and any one of them could have won MVP. That makes me happy, because it's just, you look back on it and you go, man, like, that's a good team. Like, that's what you want. And so that makes me really excited about baseball in America, let alone the MLB, let alone the World Baseball Classic. I mean, I think this is one of the first World Baseball Classics that I've watched that had multiple teams, like the Netherlands, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Japan. Japan's always in it. I don't think you can ever count them out. I mean, Italy was a huge, or I'm sorry, not Italy, excuse me, Israel was a huge underdog, and they were making a run at it. There's so many teams. Baseball is becoming really well-known worldwide, and it's becoming really great. And it's unfortunate, you know, that baseball doesn't get as much media or publicity because of, obviously football and basketball, and I'm not saying the sports suck. I love the sports. But, baseball is in a really good spot, but they're just not getting the recognition that, in my opinion, I feel like they deserve.
Right. No disagreement on that one. I think what we talked about earlier this week, even you and I did over the phone, is with basketball and football, those are like obviously the 1 and 2 most popular sports here in America. And then NBA's becoming more global and NFL's trying to follow there. I think what it is with those two is they're very fast-paced, very instant. Where baseball is a little bit more meticulous, it's a thinking man's game, and it's America's pastime. And granted, it may not be as popular as it was, let's say, back in the day of the 80s and 90s, and maybe even the early 2000s with the home run derby basically going on between, Bonds, McGuire, and Sosa. But even still nowadays, it's really popular. I mean, USA has a plethora of hitters and pitchers, and Dominican Republic, was last World Baseball Classics winners. And then Puerto Rico, with great hitters, took USA to a really good game. And it just basically came down to clutch hitting and pitching. So, baseball is in a really good place, and really it's going to continue. It's not going away, and they'll just find ways to make it better and more available. But I think it just speaks to how global it can be now. And honestly, it's probably secretly people act like they don't like baseball, but really they do. Because if baseball were to go away, I think there'd be a lot of hurt people out there that wouldn't want to watch any sports, because baseball is something that they remember either with family, friends, going to their first game, seeing something that they've never seen on TV. Like, I still remember Bond's record-breaking home run hit that he had in 2008. So I still remember that, and that's something that blew my mind. And I can't remember of any other sporting events other than that one, just because of what it meant to baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So I think baseball's in a really good spot, and USA winning Baseball Classic just shows, how far it's come. And I'm really excited for it this year, honestly.
Yeah, I am. I agree with you. Like you said, it's an exciting time for baseball. I can't remember a time, just looking at the season ahead that we're having here, I can't remember a time where I've been like, a lot of people are saying, oh, the Cubs are going to repeat. And I just kind of look at every team and I'm just like, there's like 7, 8 teams that you could easily say, oh, I think they could beat the Cubs.
Yeah.
And the Cubs have lost a little bit, and I'm not going to get into all of it. So, there is a chance that they could beat the Cubs.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This is one of the first times that I've got to sit back and look at different teams and the rosters and stuff and just go, holy cow!
Mm-hmm.
How is this team not being talked about more? You know? Honestly, I'm obviously a Giants fan. I'm not a Dodger fan. And my wife is a huge Dodger fan. Her whole family is. I was actually nervous about telling them.
Can you imagine games in this household? Oh my gosh.
But I just look at the Dodgers team and I'm just like, they're not getting talked about. And the only reason is because, they've been talked about the last, 3-4 years.
Right.
And they ended up not doing really anything with it. Mm-hmm. Which I don't put all on the players, but obviously some of it is. But you look at the Dodgers roster and you're just like, good Lord, how are they not being talked about more?
Yeah.
I look at the Giants roster and everyone's like, no, I don't know. And I'm just like, look at what Crawford did in the World Baseball Classic. And look at what Posey did. Posey wasn't even talked about. He had 2 home runs. He had 2 home runs in the World Baseball Classic. He was tied for the most on the team. Mm-hmm. No one talks about it. Because they weren't, the clutch.
This is Andrew's Giant rant right now.
Well, I appreciate everyone, all of your feedback, first of all. I want to appreciate everyone who has either commented on our YouTube page or Facebook page or whatever it may be. We really appreciate all the love and support and just giving us your opinion. We love it, honestly. Please keep doing it. And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It'll be on the bottom page here. And it's going to be Drew Code Sports Talk. Please subscribe to our YouTube page. Thank you.